the final of my August and September 2016 gaming PC builds is here, and what a beast it is, my $1,000 gaming PC build. Let's kick it off with performance. We're going to be seeing very good frame rates at 1080 of course and 1440p, and also some respectable numbers at 4K. You're going to be getting ultra settings across the board and medium settings with anti-aliasing turned down at 4K while sustaining between 45 and 70 frames per second. And of course making that possible is the part. So let's kick it off as always with the CPU. The CPU I went for was Intel's Core i5-6600. It's a quad-core CPU and it comes in at a 3.3 GHz clock speed. It isn't overclockable, but if you did want to overclock, you would need to spend another $100 or so on a higher end CPU, better CPU cooler and better motherboard. And that's simply stupid. Now it's a really good CPU. It's also great for a little bit of editing as well if you wished in like Sony Vegas, After Effects or Premiere Pro. Now keeping the CPU cool, I chose an aftermarket cooler. If you do want to save yourself $24.89 on a $1,000 build, then you could very well do so, but I wouldn't recommend it. The CPU does come with a stock free included cooler, but you don't want to use that because it sounds like a rocket ship, and having that on your desk really isn't pleasant. The Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo however is nice and quiet, keeps your CPU nice and cool, and keeping your CPU cool will ultimately increase the longevity of your parts. If you're going to spend that much money on a CPU, you may as well keep it cool and look after it. Computer hardware actually, the failure rates increase when you drastically kind of increase and decrease the temperature, and that's why you want to go with a good CPU cooler to kind of dampen those fluctuations. Now for the motherboard, MSI's B150M Bazooka is a micro ATX board with an LJ1151 socket needed for our CPU. It supports up to 32GB of DDR4 RAM in a 4x8 configuration or 64GB in a 4x16 config. It's got support for SATA 3 6GB per second, which is the fast interface for our storage, our hard drive and SSDs, USB 3, which we all know what it is, and of course PCIe 3 to allow for fast bandwidth and good transfer between our graphics card and motherboard. But what's any good with a motherboard without any RAM? G-Skill's Ripjaws 4 series 16GB RAM kit is great. Two 8GB DIMMs allows you to have up to 32GB of RAM without wasting any of the current components later on down the line. A DDR4 2400MHz clock speed is great, and the RAM looks pretty sick. For the storage, a separate SSD and hard drive is still the best option. The SSD is the OCZ Trion 150, and that will give you your fast Windows boot up times and fast access to your most important and most used applications, games, movies, music and files. It's a really solid drive, and with 240GB of capacity, once you've installed Windows, you've got 220 left spare in order to put your most frequently used and most favourite files on there. For mass storage, however, the Seagate Barracuda 2TB drive allows for loads of games, movies, music. 2000GB is ridiculous, and it also comes in at quite a nice price. For the video card, GeekaWhat's GeForce GTX 1070 is an 8GB graphics card with GeekaWhat's legendary G1 cooler on. You've got really nice orange accents on here, which are going to go with our ready kind of orange RAM that we've chosen. And an 8GB frame buffer allows for textures to be cranked all the way up. Even GTA 5, the definition of a VRAM whore, will love this. And if this could run Chrome, oh my god, you could have 1,000,000 tabs. This is an incredible card. That was an exaggeration, by the way. Don't get too excited. This is a great card. In all seriousness, you're going to be running at 1080, 1440 and even 4K. Now if you can have a really nice build, what's the point in putting it in a crap case? Some people can't get their head around and the methodology around buying a nice case for your nice PC. But when your friend comes over and you show them your $1,000 PC and you have a really crap case, what's the point? But this is a really nice case. It's going to get you covered. It's going to look really good, and the NZX TS340 has a load of features which are just going to blow you away. You've got an SSD shroud to show off your SSDs, a power supply shroud to hide your power supply, and a nice big side panel window. And finally, to wrap up the last build and the last part of the last build, the EVGA Supernova NEX 650W will keep this build nice and powered up. It gives it nice clean power, and the ATX size is the average for power supplies. Fully modular means you only plug in the cables that you need, and the 80+ Gold certification guarantees a very high efficiency of this power supply and will also save you money at the wall. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like rating and subscribe. Follow my Twitter at GeekaWhat, and as always, we will see you in the next GeekaWhat video.
gods have just begun. We will